And basically, we're gonna start off again. This is super informal. Although your face is hidden, you can speak as you wish. You grown, and I like when people talk to me. So if you have any questions that come up, holla at a real one. And we're gonna cover these, and I'm gonna walk you through them, and you can start setting it up. You can start. My goal is that not that you copy what I'm doing with everything that I do. I want you to do what works for you. So my goal is that you take inspo from what I do and figure out, what's your ideal situation, because just because it works for me does not mean that it's going to work for you. So I hope to give you enough tips, tricks, templates to get started. Robin, I'm the same. I'm going to show you everything on my Notion, on the actual app on my computer. I don't use the web page on my phone. I have the mobile app, and they can be. Rennie can attest to this because we use it often. It can be a bit glitchy to use it on the app, but it just is a lot easier. I literally reference it all day.
That is definitely true. And I can't
Right.
live without Notion.
And right, and I just put you on what, like 2, 3 weeks ago, and already converted.
Yes.
Um, Rennie is the first official member of Life Made Easy, and it's just essential to our lives. And so we're gonna start with personal space, and let me pull up the chat so I can still hear from you all. Let me know, or you can turn your mic off and tell me.
Yeah, Megan, sorry, I turned my video off. Um, can you, the thing that I was struggling with like 2 days ago is I was trying to import a template into my
Mhm.
Notion app. And because it was on the web space, can you show us how to get that template into the Notion app? Because it kept opening it up in the web page. That was like my biggest.
Oh, it was someone gave you a link, and then every time you opened it, it automatically went to your browser.
I searched Notion templates and it was like, see more templates here. And then I chose one. And then I was like, okay, let me just try this little one out here. And then every time I tried to import it to my space, instead of me knowing how to do that in my Notion app and my thing, it just
Yeah.
kept bumping me to the like a web page and wanted me to log in every time.
Okay. So let's see. I do wonder if it makes you do that on the actual browser. Rennie, just because I've only done one template off of other someone else's, but I watched a YouTube video and made it my own. Desiree, can you turn your video off because I'm recording? So unfortunately, I can't see you, beautiful people. But please feel free to turn your mic on and speak to me. Um, Rennie, when you imported the template that you were just telling me about, did it open your desktop app, or did it prompt you in the browser?
It does pop you in the browser. See, I think you might have to like log into your Notion on the browser and download it from there, and it should pop up on your web on your app because it should like automatically pop up.
Got you. Okay.
Okay. I'll open it up on a web page too.
Just
Got
because it's like a link. So that's what I did with mine.
Okay. So then I think, let me just move me out of the picture. All right. So if in theory, I don't know how this is going to work because I realize it's kind of hard to show you how to import a template because it's mine. So let's see what it prompts. I know I'm logged in though. Okay, well, it brings me to my thing. That's the thing, is because it's mine. But for you all, when you for the personal space link, what happens when you click it? Are you able to look at it? Are you able to copy it and make it your own? And to do that, when you click that link, if you are brought to a page like this after you're logged in, you're going to hit the three dots and you're going to duplicate, just as you would in Google Drive. And then you get a copy. So let me try that and let me know how it goes. And if you're watching this, then you received an email with these links that I'm referencing right now.
Megan, are you on the web app or the browser?
So, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna share my entire screen with you all. I'm on both because we're we're troubleshooting this little scenario here. Hold on, I'm gonna stop share. Da da da. Share my desktop. Okay. So right now what I just did. Let me delete this and show you all again. Delete. So I pasted the link, but I mean, it's my link. So it brings me to my Notion. So my goal is that when you all put your link in, as Robin said, it probably will bring you to the browser and not your actual app if you do have one. And if you get to this personal space template, you're going to hit the 3 dots and you're going to duplicate so that it's now your own.
It worked for me, Megan.
Yeah. Okay. Woo. And so now in theory, that's reflected on your desktop app. Meaning you can see it.
Yes, both. It popped in my webpage and then I pulled up my app and it was in there.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you, Rennie.
No, my pleasure. All right, dope. So then I think we're all good. If you're not, let me know. We're not trying to rush this. We are in no rush. But assuming
Yeah,
that
I
you,
hit and
yeah.
it had me log back in and it came back up, but the template isn't there.
Okay, now that you logged into Notion, can you re-click that template? I mean, re-click that URL or paste it into your browser? I like when you all have questions or because it means I get to drink.
Megan,
Yeah.
so when I just tried to sign up and everything, it
Yeah.
kind of it looks like it's underneath yours. Is that the way it's supposed to be?
Oh, yeah. That's fine because I shared my works. Remember we were doing what we did earlier?
Uh-huh.
So you're the same as Phoenix. Phoenix is on here too. And she shared to my workspace. So you
Okay.
and Phoenix can see basically my business.
Okay, hold on. All right, so it didn't ask me, do I want to create a new workspace? So do I want to do that?
Yep, you do.
Okay, I want to create a work.
You call that workspace like root and align.
Yeah, all right.
And then from there, I'll go into this, but I have a workspace for my business and then I have my personal space. And we're gonna start with personal space. And so basically you'll have another workspace and that's where my personal shit lives, which I'll show you all later toward the end.
So
right now your steps, considering you are signed up, your steps would be you're logged in your browser to Notion so that you can paste in my link and then make a copy and add it to your workspace that you just created. And to do that, you're gonna hit
Mine's done now too.
What did you say?
Mine's done now too.
Okay, dope. So you have your own personal space, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
did you sign up as for yourself or with a team?
I'm a team. For you, yes, do the team. Well, hold on. You have to pay. So sign up as yourself. I'm on a team because Rennie and I pay for both of us to use it.
All right. Okay.
But otherwise, it's just free.
All right. So I just went through the link that you sent in the email, right? That I clicked that.
Yeah, or it's in the chat. I'm gonna repost it just in case anyone came late. Let me
Let's see.
or my thing is hidden. Rennie, could you repaste the links that I sent?
Got you.
And the one that we're doing first is personal space.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I have one question. CEO dashboard. So in CEO dashboard, and maybe I did this incorrectly in the beginning, there's 2 choices. There's minimal or colorful.
Yep.
So I duplicated CEO dashboard and now in my Notion,
You have both?
colorful and minimal exist. And then so I should undo that maybe?
You're fine. Just leave it for now. You're good.
Okay.
And then I'll talk about the difference. Maybe you want inspo from both. So that's fine.
Okay, but if I want to bypass that step eventually, will you show me how to do that?
Yeah, like how you mean how to bypass not making duplicates of things that you don't need, you mean?
Yeah, so now instead of, personal space and I can go directly into my template, I have to go personal space, choose colorful or minimal.
Oh, yeah. We about to cover that. You good, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you for bringing that up. So just to be sure, Desiree, I want to make sure you're good before we proceed. No child left behind. We're on our bush shit.
I don't know, because like I just like I didn't use that link, and so I used this link that was in this email that you said like we're starting. So it said sign up for Notion, and I guess that's your link. Maybe it is.
That's
I'm
fine. Here's what I'm gonna do, because you're in my workspace. I'm gonna share with you from. I can't do this for everyone else, but I can do this for you
because it's like asking me different things. I don't really know where I'm at.
So now go to your Notion. You see where I am on the screen.
Hold on, let me flip you on the side. Okay, so
Go to your 3 over here, and you're gonna see all updates, and you
all
should.
updates. Yeah, I see that.
Do you see a notification from me? Because I gave you full access. I gave you access, but
Oh, all updates. Inbox. I don't know. I see something red here. Hold on.
yes.
Okay, so yeah, I see something from you.
Click
It says
that.
all updates. Updates for all pages in this space. Okay.
And
And then it's like inbox, invited you to personal space. Okay.
boom. So that's where we are. So now when you pull that up, personal space.
So click personal space, which I
Mhm.
did. Okay, so now I'm in personal space. Yay.
Now hit the 3 dots at the top right
Yep.
and hit duplicate.
Yeah, I don't have those pull downs. It says, hold on, let me go back. So when I pull down those 3 dots, it says add to favorites, copy link, open in Windows, some other stuff. Let me see what else. Maybe it's a different place. Nope. Share. Nope. Yeah, that pull down menu isn't what I have.
Okay. For the sake of simplicity, so we can get started, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, so mine is in shared because it's over to the left. So it says duplicate to Desiree's Notion, right? That's what it's saying.
Okay, there you go.
I think that's what I have to do. Okay.
All right. So at this point, everyone has personal space duplicated.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, dope. So like Robin said, you duplicated personal space, and normally that's fine because you'll have, if someone gives you a page, like you want the whole page. In this case, I'm Megan, so I'm extra. And so Rennie helped me I wanted to create a colorful template for you and a minimal template for you, because one of the things, and just let me give an intro before we even dive in, as to why I love Notion so much. So I have used Trello, I have used Asana, especially Asana. I have trained teams on Asana. Notion wins by far for me. And the reason why Notion wins is because also I'm team Android. Asana and all those other ones to me are iPhone, and Notion is an Android in the sense that it's customizable. Like that's why I love having a Droid, is that like I get to do whatever I want with my phone. Works for me, not the other way around. And Notion is an Android in that sense because you can keep it as simple as you want, or you can get a little crazy, or you can get a lot of crazy. And as you dive into this journey of getting to know Notion and like play around, go on YouTube, look at other people's boards. Like Rennie and I both have spent way too many hours. I've stayed up till 4 a.m. watching people's videos on how they organize their lives within Notion. And it's dope because you get inspiration on how to, finagle things in the way that you want them to work for you. But I truly love it because I've noticed just in the past couple of weeks of using it, a lot of you on this call are friends of mine, and you've seen me use Notion, and you've been drawn to join and to make your own just by seeing what I do. And a lot of you who are on this call who did that are probably, I'm unorganized type of people. Like that's how you view things, or you're more creative types. And so I feel like Notion, because it's so visual and because you can do whatever you want, it's so great for people who may struggle with being organized, or who are like me, very, very, very visual. And so I'm going to, basically, this is going to be like an infant type phase in. And then toward the end of our time together, I'm going to show you what I do with my stuff and how you can take it to the next level. And so for personal space, the colorful template and the minimal template are exactly the same, except for two things. One is the colorful template is way more colorful, spoiler alert. And we have emojis. And so this is basically like your starting point, and you do not need to keep all of these pages. You don't even need, like, if you don't care about people's birthdays, delete it, replace it with something else, or don't replace it at all. These are just starting examples, but you can make this whatever you want to. And so this is how I would approach setting up my personal space. This is basically like your personal dashboard, right? And so for me, I always have my morning routine like ready in front of me. Quick links, meaning, you know, what things do you look at repeatedly during the day? If you know me, you know I'm all about automation in everything that I do. And so if I'm constantly clicking a link and I know that I'm constantly in Notion, I'm going to put it here. Even like if you're constantly going, for example, if you constantly check your Instagram, link it right here. That way, when you're just about your shit, doing your things, boom, click, let me hop on Instagram real quick, let me answer some DMs, whatever is important to you. And that's the whole theme of Notion. And what I really want you to take from this is like to make this whatever matters to you. And so these are all based off of what I have in mind. I literally call it personal space. And well, no, I call it MAQ instead of HQ, but these are all of the different things that you can use this for. And so focus for the week. If you feel like, I know for me, I'm a very scattered type of person in regards to my brain. Don't let it fool you. My brain is usually on a million, and that's honestly a big reason why I'm so organized. So I like to come up with like 3 foci for the week. Rennie and I sit down on Monday and we actually go through our goals for the week, and then we check in on Friday to make sure that we accomplish them. And so I like to have clear foci for the week. What are your affirmations? If you have an affirmation for the week, if you start your week with intention, put them here. So that way, every time you're pulling up this page, you're constantly being reminded. And we all need reminders. I know I do. And then these are just, again, suggestions, a brain dump. I'm big on brain dumps. When you just feel like when I feel like I just have so many things in my brain, which is honestly every moment of my life, I just dump. Like I just literally just sit there and just, until I can't type anymore, just get it all out. All the ideas, all the thoughts, that person from 7th grade that pissed you off, get it all out. And then provide yourself that clarity, that space of getting it out of your brain. And then from there, for example, when I do business type brain dumps, now I have a whole shit of ideas. I have clear tasks to get me through that. I can organize the notes now to figure out what my next steps are. So that's something that I do often. Google Calendar, I put link to so that you can just highlight and link to your calendar. And something Notion has like these, probably at least like 100, I feel like low-key features that honestly change the game. And the main one for me that changes the game that I think every single app should be like obligated to do. So this is my Google Calendar for my business stuff. In Notion, when you want to paste a link over something, like you want these words to link to it, all you got to do is paste it. All you got to do is highlight the words and paste it. Why doesn't every app move that way? I don't know. But that's a game changer, because then I'm big on like UX and UI. And so this means that I'm not clicking link, I'm not pasting the link. Like it's so simple. And there are so many little things like that in Notion that I love. And so boom, these are all just ideas to get you started. But I strongly encourage you, like, make this your own, figure out what's important to you that you want to reference, and figure out where you're going, what are your goals, and then create pages around that. And so if your goal is to, you know, be more dedicated to your yoga, you can create a yoga tracker in here, right? You can create a fitness tracker in here. And later I'll show you like my fitness tracker and different things that I do. One of the things that I love is under education. And again, these are all from my own personal space. And so I have books. And this is something actually that I found from watching those like 57 million YouTube videos. And this guy, he has all his books and he does it by recommended by. And so you can put the person that recommended it to you. You can even, right now, this is a person. It's literally like, that's the tag in Notion. It's a person. And that person means it's anyone who's added to my space, which is Desiree who's here, Phoenix who's here, Rennie who's here. Instead, I would make this a text, right? Because your mom could have recommended the book to you. Your cousin could have recommended the book to you. Cool. On top of that, you could put the person's name, right? You could say, Tammy recommended this book to me. Or you can highlight this, change this to select, and then instead you can say something like a friend, except, hold on, whoa. We can spell out here, we can spell. Friend, family, colleague. And it also depends on if you care about who recommended it to you. I know I care about, if one of my friends recommends something for me versus someone that just slides in my DMs, I'm probably gonna wanna have more urgency to do what my friend recommended to me. So if you care about these type of things, this is a way to incorporate it, or you can entirely delete it. But like, I love this, Bella, with your book club. You could, right now you have not started, in progress, completed, right? This could be months. This could be March. This could be March. This could be April. And then you could literally have the book for each month. And then you could have you could break it down and say like, you have this one, it's the book, we'll say, my favorite book of all time, The Portrait of Dorian Gray, my second favorite book. But Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. What? Greatest book to ever do it. So you could say, this is what we're gonna read for March. And you could even add something like, you could say status again. Like you could do your own, not status, but like, what if we change this to month? And then you could do status and you could say current, right? Because you're currently, and you see how that went through as a text and you're like, no, I don't, I want it to be an option. You come over here, you can change the titles as you wish. Property type, change that to select. Boom, it changes it for you. Now it's an option. So you could do current and you could do prep. So that way, let's duplicate this. Let's do, are you a badass? Are you a badass? Now you could tag this as, are you a badass is prep. So that's your reminder. Okay, I gotta be making sure that I'm constantly reminding everyone next month, we're starting Are You a Badass? This one is current. So you know that, okay, this is what we're reading for the month of March, right? And then you're like, okay, cool, but like, I can't see that by looking here. And let's make this complete actually. So let's do, Are You a Badass? The first one is personal development. And this one will just say fiction. So boom, but you're like, well, I can't see that here. Like, I don't see that I have to prep or which one I'm currently doing. Like, I don't see what book I'm reading right now. And that's where, you go to properties. I'm from New England, by the way. So if I'm speaking too quickly, please tell me, because it's honestly like a disease. And then I'm gonna put status. Boom. Now I know that that's prep. Now I know that that's current. I'm a visual person. I'm big on colors. So honestly, prep for me would be red. Current would be green. But again, I'm a visual person. But that, again, that's also why I love Notion, is because you can make it work to your strengths, to how you learn, to how you move. And so, yeah, this is an example of books. And we're gonna go through how to make these this is called a board in Notion, and we're gonna go through those. And what else? So in personal space, you saw I gave you 2 templates. That was colorful. The difference with minimal is just calmer colors, and the key difference is the icons. And the icons are where I have way too much fun in Notion. And what that means is, let me show you some commands. So you see how it says, type the / for commands. You really, honestly, like maybe, I would say when you want to change the page that you're viewing in Notion at that moment, that's probably the most time that I use my mouse. Other than that, they're big on commands. So you put a / and then you have all these options. And these options are game changers. So for example, oh, let's go back. For example, you want to start a new page. What's the page going to be? The page is diet or nutrition or whatever. So page, so I hit, nope, it's supposed to hit enter, page. I'm going to do veggie goals. And this is like a meal plan or something, or meal prep that you do. And so then you're here and you're like, okay, cool. Well, I have a page now. You know, this is my template, and we can even move it to somewhere. Quick links, probably personal space. So we'll put it there. And you're like, okay, cool. So I have my veggie goals. Now it's just there. And if you see, there's this little like notepad right here, and it says change icon. Whatever page you create, it automatically is going to give you that exact note icon. But that's boring. So like, why wouldn't we change them? Of course. And then you just hit the icon, and then you can change it to literally any emoji that you want. And so that's where the colorful template is different. You see, we just have all emojis. Minimal, boom, are these emojis. And you're like, wait, my computer doesn't have these emojis. One of the bomb ass things that I love is you can upload an image, meaning you could put your business logo, right? If you, Desiree, if you made a root and a line, a root and a line workspace, you could change the logo you could change the icon to your business logo. For me, I like to have people's faces. So Rennie and I, you'll see, like I have that's my Instagram picture. And then Rennie's the same. She has a picture of her. I prefer that for, that type of organization, but you can make it as fun as you want. You can also link to any picture on the interweb. And this is what makes it fun, for me anyway. And so the key to that is making sure that it's a PNG image, because PNG means that the background is transparent usually. And so there's a page that I will send you. Let's see if I can find it. Don't get caught up looking at what my shit looks like, because I'm going to show you after. Notion icons. And so some person, who knows who, but whatever. I think actually it's friends of Notions, but whatever. So there's this page of cute icons that you can use in Notion. And again, you can literally use any picture that you want, but this is like my main reference point. And you can see here that there's light mode and there's dark mode. And that's because in your Notion, let's see if I can find it. You can choose, nope, we're over here. Settings and members, appearance. You can do light or you can do dark. The only thing that I don't like about that is Notion is the only app that lets me customize that I actually haven't turned into dark. And that's because I don't like that it doesn't automatically adjust everything. And it's again, because of these icons, like with these, if you put these icons of dark mode onto light mode, then they're literally white. So you won't see them. So I just stick to light mode. Again, this is the only app I do this for. And so let's do, we said veggie goals. So let's see if there are some vegetables or something for us. I mean, grapes are kind of cool. I'm going to copy grapes just in case we don't get anything better. ... hand wash. I think that's probably going to be the best one. Yeah, we'll stick with grapes. So then let's go back to our personal space. Minimal, veggie goals. You're going to tap that icon, or if you're in the page, you're going to add an icon, and you literally just tap the icon, link, paste the link, and that's it. And so if you're, a minimal type of, I started with emojis, as you can see on the side of mine, and I'm transitioning into updating all of mine to more minimal icons. Or you don't care about icons at all, and you're like, whatever, you can make this whatever you want. And speaking of making it to whatever you want, the three dots that you just used to duplicate, you can come over here, and these are like basically above this line is where you can play around. And so you can make smaller text, which I never do. I often, depending on what it is, I'll do full width. Like if if any of you came to the cooking class, then you received the cookbook that I made. So for that, I would do full width. And then you can change the font. So you can do this, you can do that, and you can do mono. Mono is my favorite, but as it says, the default is what it defaults to, which is unfortunately very annoying because there's no way to make a standard across the board for your Notion and to choose this font. Excuse me. So it means that every time you make a new page, you have to manually update it. So, I mean, obviously, as the weed head I am, I don't often remember that. So my fonts are usually different, but they're usually this or the default. And so from there, let's dive into your options. So I showed you boards. What if I show you, let's see. You can do so many things here. Divider, it's a line. An image, I'll put one. Can literally embed anything you want. This is a screenshot from earlier. Okay, boom, I'm like, please don't let it be a nude. Boom, you can put an image. You can put a file. And so if I'm sending things, if like, for example, with Rennie and I, when I had to, for her to sign her contract, I made a task for her and it looks like this. It was like, you do / to do, boom. And then I can tag her, Rennie, review your contract. I'll say review your drafted contract below. And then you can, boom, now it's linked here. So now what I love is you're eliminating Google Drive. You're kind of eliminating Google Drive because I still, when Rennie then signed her contract and she uploaded the copy here, I then still added it to Google Drive just to have it organized with my official documents. But a big thing that I've noticed is like Rennie and I do not email. We never email. So if you're working with the team, this eliminates all of that, I feel, because anything that you would have to email, it's here. And she has her own space where she has a to-do list. And so if I want to add something, I can add it there. So you're cutting down on your back and forth, which I mean, that's my life mission pretty much. You can change headings. You can do, veggie goals, and then you can duplicate, make another one, turn that into heading 2. And you see when you make something, you can turn it into whatever you want. Turn it into heading 2, turn it into its own page, add it to an existing page, do a bulleted list. You can do a numbered list. You can do whatever, you can do, turn it into a quote. And then call outs I use for like when I did my cookbook, call out. I like these, they're cute. And it has a little light bulb, which I use for like a made modification, like a Megan idea in my guides. And then you can say, I usually just do like made modification, yada, yada, yada. And so, yeah, but again, you can make this whatever you want. So if I'm saying all these different options and you're like, yo, I can't keep up with that, then it doesn't exist. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't exist until you find your footing and then you want to expand in that way. But those are reasons why I really, really love it. Because even this, it's done now. It's a call out. I changed my mind. I want it to just be text. Boom, now it's text. And I said I wasn't going to show you my stuff yet, but I am going to show you one thing. So I have my brand split between Life Made Easy and Homemade. And Homemade is like, the cooking classes, all my lifestyle shit. And I have recipes. And so this is my recipes page. And this is my recipes template. Oh my gosh, we got to get into templates. And so this is my legend. I haven't figured out an emoji for snack. So if you think of one, please let me know. It's been driving me crazy. And everything has an emoji so that I have, just so I have a legend. The legend is for me. And then I have my recipes categorized down here. And then I have compilations. And so if you were part of the cooking class and you received Homemade in a Day, and Homemade in a Day, I literally made it in Notion. And that for me, as someone who is as a creative, as someone who's always sending like if you work with clients and you're sending them, you know, I don't know, any documents that you would send them or whatever, it's so dope to me that I can just put everything here. And then this is also what I export to like as the actual deliverable. That's a game changer, because if you have to create things, or like even if you had to create a fitness plan, you probably have like a Google Doc where it's just like a bunch of, you know, your notes or whatever, and then you got to format it, and then you got to make sure it's presentable, and then you export it. I'm already going to make it presentable because I'm Megan. Come on, I got to look at it and have it beautiful, and then that's how I can present it to the person. So game changer. So what I did was I categorized the May in a Day. That was my cookbook, May in a Day. And I categorized it by the intro to the compilation, my breakfast recipes, my lunch recipes, my dinner recipes. I then had to export each of these individually. I'm going to show you real quick how to do that. But if you pay on the next tier, so not the tier that I pay for, if you pay for the next tier and you went right here and you went to export, you see include sub pages, and that's for the enterprise plan. I don't have that, which is fine. Like, it's cool. I don't need it, but I do see how it's convenient, because then if you export this page, it exports the sub pages as well. And then it just has everything compiled for you, which is dope. But I mean, I can take the 30 seconds that it took to put them into preview, no problem. So if I'm in here, this is the intro to the cookbook. I'm here. This is the breakfast for the cookbook. And you see how it's just organized, it's clean. I have the May modifications I told you about. It's literally all the content of the cookbook. Boom. Export. It's a PDF. It's American sized. Export that hoe. Take your time, take your time. Yeah, we'll call this breakfast. All right, whatever. I'll say breakfast again. Then I go to my downloads and look how clean it is. And then it also puts the page number and the title that you made for the page. And it has your emoji. It's just, oh my God, it's so clean. I'm literally like jizz right now. And so that, for me, as someone who, like, I do coaching calls and I take notes. If you've ever done a success session with me or a goal getting session with me, then you know you get an action plan afterwards. And so tonight I have a bunch of calls that I've already had, and I already have the notes. Now I just got to clean them up. So I have my notes already cleaned up for my strategic calls, and then I can just export that PDF and boom, send it right to them. That's a game changer. It depends on what you do, but for me, game changer. Okay, so that's personal space and a lot of other things. I want us to move on to another template, but tell me how you feel. I'm still going to give you some more gems as we go, but how you feel, Any questions? Are you, oh, forgot there's a chat. Like 20 messages from whom? From whom? Okay, dope. Duplicate it on the browser. Yes, to you guys helping each other. What? Oh my God. Proud mom. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm so happy. Which is being made into, okay, dope. All right, I'm glad you guys are loving this so far. I did not see any of these. I'm gonna leave this open now, so I remember. Okay, dope. All right, seems like we good. So I'm gonna hide this. All right, so I'm gonna repaste it for you. Let's do CEO for all my bosses out there. Just in case you misplaced it. That's the CEO template. Same thing. Oh, my bad. I sent this to just Bella. That's the CEO template. Same thing. Will probably open in your browser if you don't have it up already. Desiree, I'm going to share it with you just in case. Oh, you're here. Okay, never mind. Oh, no, it's personal space. That's why. CEO share. Desiree. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so if for some reason you're not ready with the CEO dashboard, please let me know. Again, no child left behind.
Ready?
Yeah? Okay. I'm gonna assume you're all good. So same thing, if you're more of a minimalist, boom. And if you like some color, some spice, then you have the colorful one. And Robin, so you see how we have these templates here and you're like, I don't care about the colorful one. I just want the minimal one. You can hit these 6 dots and you're gonna move to, and then you can literally type in any page that you want, any workspace that you want. You can move, I can move it to my private pages so that no one can see it. You can move it to wherever you want. And you can also just drag it and boom, it's there. So wherever you want to put it, you can drag it there or you can move it to there. And then you can just delete like this, the CEO dashboard, and whatever template is left, and you can just delete it. All right, so let's dive in. Let's do minimal. So this is what I would conceptualize. It's a bit like mine, but mine's different. I'm going to show you later. And I love Notion because, again, I can tailor it to my attention span, which really doesn't exist outside of power hours. And so to-dos, boom, put that first, because if it's at the bottom, I can't risk, not scrolling all the way. So I put that here. These are sample tasks. And here's how I set it up for you. So, oops, come back, I didn't finish you. Any tasks, any table that you have, you can make basically like your anchor column, if you will. So it's like the column that, it's like what all the other information goes off of. And so in this case, that column, that primary column, the anchor, is your task description. So the task itself. And then you have these other columns to complement it, because do you see how these all have open and these don't? And that's because these are your anchor columns. And so I gave you a column for when it's done, the task itself, the underlines, it just means that you can open it more. It doesn't mean that it's a link or anything. I mean, I guess it is a link, right? Because it's a link to its own page. Priority, deadline, if you need it. One thing I've learned, again, I'll show you mine later. It's called my dashboard is based off of the Get It Done. I'm pretty sure it's called Get It Done. I feel like it's GTD, whatever it's called. It's a popular like productivity mindset thing. And a lot of people have based their Notion off of this principle, the principles of the like Get It Done dashboard. And one of the principles that I like is you cannot have a deadline on a task unless you really have a deadline on that task. Like if you don't complete the task by that day, basically your world is going to be massively impacted. So you could say, I have to call the doctor on Tuesday. I have to call the doctor by Tuesday, to schedule my my next physical. You may think, okay, I need to do that by Tuesday, but like if you don't call your doctor by Tuesday, is the world over? Probably not. And so it doesn't get a deadline. And that's something that I've been doing, and it has changed the game for me. I think it's like it's alleviated a false sense of urgency. And so I can get things done faster because I don't have that pressure of, oh my God, I got to do this by tomorrow. Because it's like, no, really, like you don't have to do this tomorrow. The world is going to be okay if you don't do this tomorrow. So that's something that I've been doing. And so for this one, for example, it does have a deadline, because if you don't update your content calendar for next week by Friday, that means, technically you failed in your mission of having your content ready to go for next week. And that does change, for me anyway, that would change my day-to-day, my structure, my flow, my piece, because now I'm rushing to make sure my content is ready to post it. Update expenses, I didn't put a deadline. Clean up my IG DMs, I didn't put a deadline. The world won't end. And then you have type. So I made this a select, and you can just put all the types of things that you would want to do. So like I have admin, email marketing, social media, money management, HR. Actually, we chose team management instead of HR. I'm gonna delete that. And you can add whatever type of task that you usually do in your normal life. Relevant links. I always, if I have a to-do list, I will always have like a relevant links or a reference column and notes, because I like to just be able to look at it right here. I know that, okay, I got to update the content calendar. Well, where's the content calendar? It's right here. I don't want to look for things. If I had a spreadsheet, if I had my, like with Desiree earlier, if I had my business money spreadsheet in Google Drive, and one of my tasks is to update my expenses on my money sheet. Priority, whatever, it's kind of low. No due date, money management. And then just like right here, how I have the money sheet, I would do an expenses sheet, and I would link right to it. Because my thought process is, when I go to start a task, I don't want to have to sit and find the things to start my task, because the way my attention span is set up, that is not sustainable. And so a way that I set my future self up for success is whatever I need to complete that task is going to be here. And if I need more things, more information for that task, well, boom, that's when you open. And then you literally, the task itself is a page. Just how we have been working on all these pages, the task is a page. So you can just say open as page. So that's all you see. You can even, because again, attention span problems, I can usually close the sidebar, so I don't even have to look at it. You can type a bunch of notes for yourself. You can make a to-do list for yourself. You can do whatever. Any notes that you need to tell yourself. Here is where I'll put things like, if it's a task for myself, what's an example? The reminder email that you all got that said, hey, the event is starting right now. If this task was called event start reminder, I would have a tag that's like productivity party, and that would have a due date, right? Because that would be detrimental to my flow if I didn't send that to you ahead of time and on time. And then I would put something here like, make sure to include links to templates. And I put it there because I can send it, and when I'm done, resolve. Same with Rennie, and I'll say, could you schedule this email reminder? Boom, I send it. When Rennie's done, resolve it. Or if I'm working with a team and I want to be clear about, who's who, I can say something like responsible, and you're going to do person. And so here is where I can say, Rennie, can you hold me down and do that? And the rest are honestly just my friends that I've added onto my Notion so they can creep. And so, yeah, but again, you can get as crazy as you want, or you can reel it in. One thing I want to show you here is another form of template. Why do I have an update? Who is it? Oh, because it was me. My bad, Rennie. A template. I love templates because, okay, template is what I just sent you all, in the sense that it's literally a template, but I made that template. You can make templates in Notion, and I'll show you how I use some of mine. So template button. Let's say, let's leave it though, go away. I want to make a new close. Let's make our section here. So first, let's say that I want, like every week or something, I want a to-do list. And maybe I just want like 3 things for each day. So boom, I have Monday, duplicate, Tuesday. You can highlight all of this, make your second column, boom. It always does this where you have to drag these in too, but boom, there we go. Now you have your Monday list, your Tuesday list. Maybe you sit and you do, your 3, like your top 3 for each one, right? For each day. We're gonna edit this template here. And let's get rid of this to do it. That's what it automatically does as the first one, which is nice because it means that if you type template, if you know you're making a to-do list and you type template, the first thing you get is add a new to-do, and you just hit close. And whenever you have a new to-do, boom, 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 game changer. But here, I want to say something like new week, new goals. And I know that I want to have 3 goals for each day. And so in this part, so you have, boom, configure the template button. What's the button called? And what's the actual template? So what do you actually want to duplicate every time you hit that button? I want this. So I'm going to drag that in there. I don't think it lets you, I haven't actually tried, but I don't think it lets you, let's see, add them side by side. Maybe it will. Nope, it doesn't. So we'll say it's like that. Boom, you close it. Let's get rid of this shit. We don't need it anymore. New week, new goals. Boom, I have it. Oh, it's a new week. Okay, boom, I have it. So I do things like this where I have a blog. Again, I'll show you in a second. I have a content calendar and I have a blog template. You can have, I have a Friday report template. So every time I want a new Friday report, I just duplicate, I hit the button, and then I have the same structure to all of my Friday reports because I just fill it in. So the templates, you can do whatever you want to do. And they just save so much time, especially as you start to play around with this and get your flow, it saves so much time. And so lastly, let's do goal getting. I'm going to assume that you all are good, but if I'm lying, let me know if you don't have the goal getting template. And this one I love because, let's hide this. So I have these goals. I have some goals that I have an idea of, some goals that I'm like in progress, and some goals that I already crushed, killed it, done, I'm an icon. So you can track your goals here. And what I added here was drink a liter of water. So I did status, not started, in progress, complete. You can do month, you can do week, you can do a certain date. You can say, you know, if you do month, you can say all my goals for March, and then have a March column. All my goals for April, have an April column. You can do whatever you want. You can do a column where it was like, because you see here, I added cadence, daily. Nope, we don't need hour and hourly. Delete, remove. So I did daily, hourly. I'm a bit anal, so we want that to be, no, that's right. Hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. You could do your columns where instead of how right now it's not started, in progress, completed, you can just have daily, weekly, you know, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. You can have them that way. And what you would do is hit the 3 dots and you have properties. And so you can choose from here, all right, what do I actually want to see? Like, what do I care about here? I care about the cadence. I care about like quick information type. Okay, cool. Then you have, this is like your main goals. These are all your goals overview. I want to see my goals by, I want to see just my daily goals. Here, let me do that again so you can see. You have the title of the table, and then you have the view type. This is called a view. And you can have as many views as you like for one set of information. And so I have goals overview and goals timeline, which I'll show you in a second. But I want to be able to just see my daily goals. So when I'm going through here and I come in, I just want to sit down in the morning and see like, what are my daily goals for right now in my life? And I can do add a view. I'm going to do daily goals. And let's do, this is easier because it's just, you know, your daily checklist. So let's do a list. Create. Boom. Done. This was something else. Let's say post to IG weekly, in progress. Boom. Do I want something? Maybe I want, you know, I don't know, a rainbow. Post to IG. So now I have my goals as a list. So that way, when I come in the morning, I know, okay, this is what I have to accomplish today. Or if I did weekly goals, okay, this is what I have to get done for this week. And then from there, you can do the same thing. Maybe you're like, oh, I see the title and I see the type of goal, because here I put type. I said personal, professional, and lifestyle. So you can see the type of goal and you can see the professional, like the type of goal and the name. Maybe you're like, nah, that's not enough. I need a little bit more. You go back to properties. Maybe you want to see, you don't need cadence because you know you're filtering in by the daily goals, right? How did I accomplish this goal? You don't really need that right now. Maybe status would be helpful to see. And we'll leave out the why. So from there, you want to be sure though that you're only seeing your goals for the daily, and post to IG is weekly, right? So that shouldn't be here. So you're going to go to your 3 dots. All of the magic in Notion live in the 3 dots. So just always look for the 3 dots. And you're going to do not properties. What are we going to do? What am I saying right now? Filter. We're going to filter. And the filter is going to be add a filter, and we're going to filter by cadence. And then boom, if you have is not, and then is empty is obviously nothing, is not empty is nothing. And then if you do is or is not, you get your list of options that you already made. It's daily. I only want to see my daily tasks. And then from here, you still have your goals overview. You can make as many views as you want. So instead of having to always, like if you're in a Google sheet or an Excel sheet, right? If you do a filter, you got to like play with your filters each time, or you got to do pivot tables and all of that. Nah, with this, you can just make your views ahead of time, anticipate your own needs, know how you learn, know how you take in information, create those views ahead of time, and then make them, boom, now they're quickly accessible for you. Because the whole goal for me anyway is like, we trying to save time, we trying to have clarity, and we don't have time to be playing with spreadsheets or things like this all day. So I just want it to work for me and what I need right now. And so boom. Another view, Rennie and I went crazy over this earlier, is the timeline view. And so again, for my visual people, for my my chronological thinkers like me, I'm very time focused. That's one of the ways where it's easiest. Not that well, I don't know that I count down to my death, but it's easy for me to break my life down into time. And so if you're that type of person, you can say, you know, choose your dates for your goals. Like maybe drink water. You're like, you know what? I only, what's today? Today's 24th, 26th is Friday. I only care about that this weekend. I'll drink water this weekend, and then that's not my problem. So you can switch this up however you want. And then if maybe you're like, well, I don't want to actually schedule it from here, then you just open it. And this is your accomplished date, because that's what I put it as. Instead, you can have, you know, focus date. Have focus date, and then your focus date you could say is you care about your water intake for, maybe it's a monthly challenge. I'm big on monthly challenges. Those are my jam. If you ever want to jumpstart a goal, I'm telling you, 30-day challenge will get you there. So I want to do it for the month of March. All right, boom. Then I come here, post to IG. I scroll over to March. Boom, that's all in March. That's the goal for March. And so if you, again, if you're a visual person and you need to, especially if you run your own business and you have commitments, you have like your current commitments right now. What if you did this and you had, you know, maybe you have 3 clients and you work with them at different dates, and maybe some of them overlap. If you have your clients, so you could list your clients and have them by the dates that you're committed to working with them. And you can use that visually to manage your workload. If you're a yoga instructor and you know that you have a bunch of people right now with class packs, or you have a bunch of clients who you teach private one-on-ones per week, someone else hits you up and says, yo, do you have space to add another client? You're like, oh, I don't know. You can come through. You can say, you know what? Okay, hold on. They want to get a class the week of March 7th. Let me start in March 7th and let me look at what my commitments are for that week. And then you can see, or for that day, March 7th, and then you have all these other days too. And you can say like, nah, like that week is a bit too stacked for me. But the following week is a bit more empty. So like that works. Learn how you learn. Because again, Notion can be whatever you want it to be. And a way that it's been successful for me is I'm very, very, very clear with how I learn. I know how I take in information. I know how to make myself be consistent and make information digestible for me. and how to make things as seamless as possible for me. And so if you don't know that, then this is I feel that Notion is here to help you figure that out. So yes, it's a productivity tool, but also I feel if you're dedicated to learning this system so that you can free up time in your day, just through creating your Notion pages, through creating your own flow in your own system, you're going to learn what works for you. And you're going to learn how you learn and how you can hold yourself accountable. I'm a self-starter. And so I don't need someone else to motivate me. I can motivate myself. But what do I do once I am motivated? If you're the type of person, maybe you now know that you're easy to motivate. It's easy to get yourself motivated, but then you get motivated and you're just flustered because you don't even know where to begin. So it sounds like, well, you need to have clear to-do lists, right? You need to have clear project plans so that you can take advantage of that motivation, take advantage of that energy. Because me, if I get motivated at 4 a.m, I can open Notion and there's no shortage of things to do. You feel me? So yeah, like make it fun and make it work for you. So did we do all 3 templates or we didn't do CEO yet, right? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, we went, I think we ran through all 3 of them.
Okay, yes, all right, marathons. Yeah, because we did minimal. All right, dope. So to end, I'm gonna just show you my Notion. But this is like the advanced version of Notion. And I'll be sending you, should you wish to purchase it, I'll be sending you a bunch of templates to get you started if you want to get started in this type of way. But please ask me questions first. How to make something, yes, I can. Could you go over again how to make something into a clickable link? Hell yeah. So let's get a random link. Let's do my Instagram. That's my Instagram channel. So let's do a random space down here. Megan's IG channel. So you can double tap to get one word. You can highlight it all to have the whole thing. And I'm big on keyboard commands. So like as a computer nerd, my goal is to use my mouse as little as possible. And Command V on a Mac, Control V on a PC. You just, oh, they lied. JK. There we go. You just paste it over and it automatically applies the link to whatever you're highlighted on, which again, needs to be in everything that we use. That should be the wave. Like that's a game changer. Any other questions before I show you my Notion and stuff? How do you use this with your passion planner? Like, do you use them for different things? Yes. Do you use your passion planner for more final drafting or brainstorming? Okay, thank you, because those are great things that I wanted to say. So first of all, because I was talking to a friend about this recently, and she was saying how she, well, Sarah, you're probably there when she lost her laptop and she had to do it on paper, like all of the goals that she had, like, or for her business or whatever to brainstorm. She had to do it on paper. And after she did that, she got clarity and was able to crush it. And I'm very much so that person. And so I think sometimes I can come off as like being very digitized. And I am very much so because I'm always on my phone, I'm always on my computer. But at the same time, for me, paper is supreme. So like, this is my to-do list from last night that I finished at 4 a.m. And then this is like from other times, like this whole notebook is just, I have to brainstorm things here. I have to, even if I have my to-do list ready in Notion, power hours, I always I have a stack of stickies. I always grab a sticky and write what I'm going to do for power hour for that hour. I get very overwhelmed because I'm so detail oriented that I know every task to get to that final task. So I have to limit my attention span, and paper is just, paper over everything. So even new offerings, new services, whatever, they go here always. And then after I flesh out the program, I import it into Notion and I clean it, make it clean, make it sexy, make everything organized. And then my passion planner right now, if you watch on my Instagram, I just posted a video of my spread for this week, and it's all personal development focused. And that's something that I've been doing honestly since like probably December. No, I guess all last year. my passion planner, I don't strictly use it for professional goals. And I think a lot of people do. And I think that's what stifles them. So like my passion planner for this week is themed on manifestations. So like at the bottom, if you're all my passion planner people on here, 10% off, Megan 10 in your checkout. At the bottom, you have like your work to-do list and your personal to-do list. So for me right now, that's personal manifestations, professional manifestations. On the daily for right now, my passion planner, from what I remember, I track my top 3 feelings for the day, top 3 things that I did for my future self, what I'm manifesting, and how much money I made that day and what my workout was. And so that's like, I mean, yeah, if anything, my personal development to me is more important than my professional development. So I use my passion planner to keep me focused on what the end goal is or what the priority is. And the priority for me is always me. Work, I love my job so much because it helps me help other people. That's pretty much why I love my jobs, because I help other people. But as much as I love you guys, I'm the priority. So if you are a planner person, and I know what it's like to struggle with being digital in one way and being on paper in another way, don't think that you have to abandon the paper. And then with that, can you use your planner? Can you use your paper resources to keep you grounded? Especially if you're a solopreneur, especially if you're running your own business, can you instead use that passion planner to really keep you grounded in yourself, and then everything else on Notion? So that's how I get down. Before I show you my jam, do you have any questions, any features? I didn't really dive in just because I don't want to overwhelm you, because again, there really are so many things you can do with this. But again, roll a joint, pour some wine and watch YouTube videos. But you can do, you know how I had those boards? You can do an inline board, meaning that it's on the page that you're on right now, and you can make that board whatever you want, which we just did. You can, I don't want to do it here because let's do a new page. Page, boom. I have this new page here, right? I can do, I can do a board, and I can do full page. So now, instead of that page having a table in it, or I mean a board in it, the whole page actually is the board. So if you don't need a space to have notes, if you don't need a space to have, other shit on the page, you can just make that the actual page. And then something actually just popped up that I want to show you. Let me just delete this. Is that Notion has a dope ass library of templates. And I personally just make these templates my own. And so when you scroll down, as I'm sure you all can see at the bottom, are templates. And pretty much like, anything you could possibly need for real. Like goals, travel planning, blogs. And again, I don't use these as they come, but I definitely use these for inspiration. Between the templates, this section, and YouTube, this is how I figure out my flow. And also how I said, how I love making that cookbook and how I can just export it and it's ready to go to as a deliverable, it's already ready to go. Same with your resume. Like you can make your whole resume in Notion. And then your whole resume is in Notion, so you can constantly and consistently update it because it's easily accessible. And whenever you need to send it to someone, boom, export that shit and you're done. And this is just a cover. So for every page that we have, I'll show you here, every page, add icon, add comment, or add a cover. So I can add an image to whatever I want. I can add a comment and tag Rennie and say, yo, I need some shit. Could you help me with whatever? What type of template would you use to track your business investments, personal, etc.? Do you mean business investments and expenses? I'm confused by under expenses. Okay. Business. So what template would I use? Desiree and I did this earlier. So I'm not actually sold on, I'm not sold on using, I was gonna say ConvertKit. I'm not sold on using Notion for my actual transactional expenses. I personally, or at least with clients and for myself, like my actual money, my personal money sheet and my business money sheet, they still live in Google Sheets. And then I link them from Notion. And that's probably honestly since I've started using Notion, that's the one thing that I continue to use is Google Sheets. Google Docs, don't need it, it's dead. I'll use Google Groups, of course, or maybe a Google Form, but really I use Typeform. So really the only way that I really use Google still is Google Sheets. And that's because I'm an Excel nerd. And so and Notion has formulas. I have not played with them at all. That's one thing I have not done. But you can have, there's an infinite there's a library of, oh no, I have done that actually. I'm about to show you how. There are formulas and you can integrate formulas within Notion, but like I majored in economics. I love data. I love big data. So I'm always going to choose Excel and Google Sheets to manipulate data in that way. You feel me? If you're more of a simplistic person, which I think Phoenix, I actually think you could use Notion for your expenses if you're on it, because then you're just, for you will be able to just make a template. I would probably do, let's play. I feel like I would probably do, I think either a board or a list, because a board would be like, nah, it would be a list for sure, because it would be more table-like. What do they call it? It would be Here we go. List full page. I think I would do a list full page. And I would do the list full page and I would have it where I would use, and we can talk about this later, but I would use the Notion formulas to tally like my monthly, like my March expenses, my March income, so I could have those totals. But for me personally, I feel like I'm always going to use Google Sheets for that, because I want my money spreadsheets are very organized and they're all like through VLOOKUPs and nested formulas and shit. So I trust Notion, but not with that. I'm going to show you my gym. And let me know. Let's bring my chat back. There we go. Okay, dope. You use Sheets. Can someone throw me something in the chat to let me know that you hear me okay? Okay, dope. Mexican Wi-Fi struggles. I'm always scared. I'm going to show you mine. Okay, it froze a little. Okay, dope. So this is me. I love my main setup right now. So this is my MakeQ. And wait 1 sec, let me just open my chat up. I just want to make sure I have it there, okay? If for some reason I go blank or something, please message me. So I have my words for the year, accountability and commitment. I'm pretty sure I'm actually going to turn this banner into like a visual, not a visual, a visual vision board, duh, a vision board and make like a digital vision board. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be my move because I look at it every day. A quote of the week. This is from Snoop Dogg. If you read my Friday report, you know that. And then I have my task by day. And something that I've been doing for the past month is I categorize my task by day, and it's a game changer. So Monday's always admin things, and I don't really schedule meetings on Mondays and Fridays. Like that's not my jam. Content creation, events and workshops on Wednesday. And what I do, this may be too much for some people, but for me, it's not. Every night I have a Google reminder where I go through my passion planner for the day. And I also now have a new Google reminder where I review my Notion for the day and I make sure it's set up for the next day. And you'll see what that means. And so what I do with Notion, you have favorites, should you wish. And it seems like I have a lot of favorites, and that's because I do, because I don't usually have that many. And so just right here, top right, you can favorite whatever you want. And it's going to live in this little section. And so today I did it because for this call, obviously I wanted these to be the top 3 so I can reference them quickly. An intro to Notion, I'll show you, is from my content calendar. This is all of the things that I like, all of my shit to prepare for this time right now. and I have a calendar for all my events, programs, courses, and challenges. And they live here. And this is, well, it's a calendar, but it's really a board, right? And so I have what type of event it is, what the theme is, it's by month. I have the date that it's actually happening, the time that it's actually happening. And so for me, since events is such a big part of my offerings, I love having this. And then that way I can see like what I have going on in my months and can I travel? You know, if I want to plan travel, I really care about my Wi-Fi, especially, you know, here, I can't just go pull up at an Airbnb. So I can look here and just say, okay, well, the 20th, 21st to the 27th, you know, I could dip out. And so I love this view. So let me show you, I'll show you Life Made Easy. So this is my business stuff. It's not fully built out. I'm taking my time with it. I strongly encourage you to do the same. As you start building out your pages and stuff, don't think that you need to list every book that someone's ever recommended to you, every TV show that someone's ever recommended to you. What matters is that your structure is set up so that sometime the next time you're on Instagram and someone mentions a book, you can just copy the Instagram like the post link, copy that into the note and add that book to the chart. That's me anyway. I'm not caught up on the past. I'm not caught up on what was. If I add it, cool. I'm more so just trying to create the foundation for moving forward. And so a lot of these aren't built out and I'm entirely okay with that. Like blogs I have on my list to bring all my existing blogs here from my last website, bring them here, clean them up, and that way I can just add them to my new website. Again, I told you virtual education. This is all my events, programs, courses, challenges, and then I have all my guides. And then now, because I made these, I have a templates one. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do the same thing with courses, tutorials, programs. I'm probably just gonna do this layout because I really like having everything like this, like stacked by relevancy. And then let's see if there's anything else of special. Email sequences, like I put all my Friday reports here. I'll show you my content calendar. So like even Friday reports have their own section here. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm doing 5 days in May. This was yesterday's. I'm gonna go live at some point in like the next hour after a client call, and that'll be day 3. Day 4, I actually filmed all day. And so that's why I have day 3 and day 4 favorited right here, because for quick access, I know, okay, what am I gonna film about when I go live? 3 ways I crushed my goals, because everyone voted already and chose that. And then my whole shit that I'm doing for tomorrow is already outlined here. I'll show you Yoga by Candace does a fitness program that I love and I'm in the midst of it. And so this is how I outlined that page, like all the content that she gave us, the password, all that good stuff, our intro video, the workout so that I don't have to look at them. I can just go by day. And then that's here. I have that favorited because that's a priority for me. I'm in the middle of the For the Love of Money challenge. A few of you are a part of it. And so I have everything here. Every email I send out, when it's scheduled, it gets checked off. I have 2 more to schedule that I'm waiting for, and then they're all done. So for me, my favorites are the chunks of what's going on right now that I really want to make sure that I reference all the time. And the main thing, like after we hang up, these top 4, they're going. They would never be here if I wasn't having this event. But what I do add, you see how there's Wednesday there? Today's Wednesday. And this may be tedious for some people, but I manually change these every day. Let's change it because tomorrow's Thursday. So it's about to be a new day. Whatever day it is, I change the icon. And then right here, I can go to the day. And then tomorrow morning or tonight, like probably at like 1 a.m., I'll favorite this and I'll remove Wednesday from my favorites because that's my main priority, honestly, is what day is it? That's really all I care about having favorited. That's the one thing that stays the same. And so this is my daily jam. So for Thursday, this is what I have. Actually, let me show you Wednesday so you can see a day. So these were just in between tasks, which I've never really had, to be honest. We'll delete that. And this was my day, productivity party, let's check. I have my morning routine here and it's in all the days are the same. And what my little treat to myself is once I accomplish it, then I can close the toggle. And a toggle is just like everything else we did, toggle lists, and then you can make a whole to-do list within the toggle. And I like things like that because I get distracted easily and I get overwhelmed easily. Go live, that's not happening at 8 p.m. That probably happened at 9 when I'm done with my call that starts in 3 minutes, but I'm going to message her. And then I have to finalize my Notion template to send to you guys to make it for sale. And then these are all of my urgent tasks that like, yo, I know this is by category, but like you really got to do these things. And then I have like for today, I want to look for people who know how to roll because I'm hosting a 420 event, a virtual event where I teach how I roll my joints. I want 2 other people to teach how they roll their joints and donate the proceeds to cannabis like reform and prison reform. And so that's my task. And that way I can just be in my groove, you know, for each day. And then, okay, I'm gonna explain this part, but don't get too caught up on it. And actually first I'm gonna message the person that I'm meeting with so that I can tell them, give me 5 minutes. If she's not on this call, which she may be. Okay, BRB, hold on. All right, boom. So last piece that I'll show you is this took me maybe a good 4 or 5 hours, if not more, in one night. It was the best shit ever though. I had so much fun. And I figured out, this is like what I was telling you about the Get It Done dashboard or whatever. And okay, so this is MakeQ. I can collapse these. I don't need these right now. So these are all the things that I like to have quick reference to. And then I have my tasks. Down here, all the urgent tasks that I just showed you, just in case I want to be on my homepage and see them all at once. CEO day, I do a CEO day. The first Monday of every day, I do like CEO type tasks. And then these are all of my active must-dos right now. And I like having this view because then I go through probably every other day and just clean up like, wait, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Because for example, Monday is for admin and admin tasks be bullshit. They can add up real quick. So I'll go through just to make sure I'm on my shit. And when I add a task, so call my mommy, call me madre, project type, personal space. I made my own project types. Priority, we'll say hi because she dope. It's not done. No due date. The world will not end if I don't call her. No pages to reference. I have no notes. You see it automatically over here came up by weekday, and that's because I chose the formula task. I don't know if I can actually, oh yeah, I can show you. So like these, again, I love formulas and nested formulas and things. So this is like what the formula that I created to make it choose a day. And then by what day it is, I filter in my actual, in the actual day. So boom, I have my task. When I have all the information completed, I made this column that says file, and that's through a filter. And so I have, if the file is not checked, then leave it here because I'm not filing it away yet. Once I file it away, that was a Sunday task, I'm pretty sure, because it was me and my mom. And then boom, call my mommy. And it's hi, it has no date. And all that is a filter. I don't want to see what's urgent because everything urgent is automatically above. And every page I have urgent tasks because that's life. Like there are going to be things that have to get done. And then everything that's not completed, so it's not checked. And then everything that's a Sunday, because I made that formula to choose by the category which weekday it is. And if that's super confusing, don't even worry about it. Because again, I'll be following up with you tomorrow morning with the link to the template if you want to get down how I get down. Still trying to figure out how to add my profile and cover photo. Okay, let's do those two. So you said profile and cover photo. So this is me, this is MakeQ. If I can hover over and change the cover because I already have something there, let's go to a different page. If you hover up here, it says add cover. And so you can add a cover to any page that you want. It's, you know, you pull the file, upload an image, upload a link, blah, blah, blah. No, that's that, add cover. And then from there, you can change cover and they give you random things, or you can just pull one from your computer. Profile picture, settings and members. This is me, upload photo. And that's it. And that's mostly for me because yes, you do need a profile photo. If you're in my workspace, if I add you, then if you don't have a photo, what you here for? How do we even recognize you? So any questions before I stop sharing?
I have an intention factor question, May.
Yeah.
Are you, like, as you're going through your workouts, are you capturing your weights and your reps in Notion, or you are? Okay, and will that be available for sale, that template?
Oh, the template? No, I'll just, wait, who's even talking right now?
Robin.
Oh, Robin, I'll just send that to you.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, no problem. Because you know how I had posted and I had gave it to Candace, those templates, and she posted them in the Facebook group?
Yeah.
I meant to follow up, but then I figured I was like being too much of a nerd because I was gonna say, also, if anyone uses Notion, you can have this.
Oh my gosh. I spent like an hour and a half the other night trying to make my own. It is the most jankety, broke down thing that you've ever seen. So thank you.
I'll write it down right now.
Thank you.
But do you want it though for, you know how the new program started this week? Do you want
Yeah.
the program?
Yeah, so I didn't do Notion. I didn't do the first 6 weeks in Notion. And for the ones that I'm doing now, I can't capture that information in Notion because it was too broke down for me to actually put it in there. So I'm just using a piece of paper. So whatever you have, if it's the first or the second, because I'd like to have, for the history sake of it, I would like to have the first 6 weeks. So.
Okay, so then I'll give you this. I still have to make mine for the second, for this 6 weeks.
Okay.
So I'll do the second and then I'll send.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Pleasure. Robin, both. And then I'll actually send them to Candace just in case. Send to Candace / post to Facebook group. Boom. Yes, Bella is the best. Like, you can spend a great amount of time looking at YouTube videos on how people organize their Notion. I'm gonna include actually a link. I don't know if you all saw it, but I linked to the video that put me on by Damon Dominique. He's like one of my favorite YouTubers. He lives in Paris, so sold. And he uses it and he's what got me addicted. Apparently it's a thing in Paris because then my friend Eliza lives in Paris and she uses it. So I think it's a thing there, but they got me. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. If you're watching this in the future, we're done. So I'm gonna stop recording and holla if you need me. Boom.